In this section, I want to deal with mainly inventory issues and my experience with purchasing certain types of units and the ideal units that I feel will work out really good for your company starting off. Do not buy used equipment. I don't care how good the deal appears or uh, is how cheap you're getting it. It's simply not worth it in the long run. If you want to run yourself out of business quickly, then invest your startup budget in used equipment. I can remember a time when I didn't always have money to replace my damaged units because the cost of shipping the units back to the manufacturer was a couple of $100. What I resulted to do in this situation is what is I would fix the units myself, and I accomplished this with the use of a product known as spider wire. Spider wire is a quick fix if you have a rip in one of your units. What spider wire is actually is it's heavy duty fishing twine sold at most sporting goods stores. But keep in mind this is only a temporary fix if you run into an issue with one of your units and you need to repair it while you wait on additional equipment or once you're able to phase that unit out and send it off to get it repaired. The thing about spider wire is spider wire will let you down when you least expect it and expose the repair at the peak of the party, resulting in the unit deflating. Now, the reason I shared the story of how I would repair my own units is is to make this one point, and that is many used units on the market have been repaired at one time or another. Remember what I said about spider wire, it will let you down when you least expect it. Well, what if you purchase all used units with some form of hidden repair? You are what you inflate. If your unit deflates at a crowded birthday party, your reputation is doomed. Remember the stat I gave earlier that at least 10 kids are invited and attend the average birthday party, which also means that you're going to have 10 mommies that will witness you drop the ball. How can you spot a cheap import? That's a great question, and I'm going to address it. There are a few reseller companies um, based out of China. Some of them are here in the States that are pushing terribly manufactured imported units. You can always tell a China import unit because the same unit is offered on multiple sites for sale. Many wannabe manufacturers are buying a bulk load of these units and placing their own brand on the imported units. So if you're spotting the same awkward looking castle on several sites, then most likely that unit is a cheap China import. The purchase price for an imported 15 by 15 size castle made in China can start off right around $699. These units are often poorly stitched together and have a very short lifespan. The quality of your inventory will reflect you as an owner. As a result, your inventory will need to be durable enough to handle any type of party. Kids in general will push these units to the limit. Many of the units from China are single stitch units made of a thinner grade Herculite, which will last you about a year before the repairs start. And no, I'm not bashing all imports because there are a few companies that I have dealt with recently that have very well designed units. However, I once purchased 4 water slides from a company called Galaxy Jump, which resells all imported units, and it turned out to be a total waste of money. At the base of each water slide, where the pool assembly is attached to the unit, the stitching tore apart, which affected the air pressure and allowed gallons of water to fill the floor of the unit. In order to get the units repaired, I had to ship the units at my cost back to the manufacturer. So whatever money I saved in the initial purchase, I lost in the shipping because that's $275 each unit each way. Now this rule can be very difficult to obey, especially when your phone is ringing off the hook for Dora the Explorer. But here is the reason I want you to hold off on making a Dora spending spree. During my early years in the business, I made the mistake in buying the hottest characters out at the time, which was Power Rangers and Barney. That particular summer, I was rolling in the money because the units were constantly booked out. I eventually placed an order for 10 more Barneys to go with the 6 I already had. Then 1999 happened. The big craze became Tickle Me Elmo and Pokemon. No one wanted Barney or the 6 Power Rangers I had. These units sat in my warehouse like 24 men out of work. It made me sick every time I looked at them. I was left with no other choice but to sell the 24 units for whatever I could get. Theme characters come and go, but your bread and butter will always be your birthday cake units and castles. In in this day and age, everything is automated and electronic. But what works well for your things to do list could be disastrous for your party rental business. I once had all of my reservations entered in electronically and stored on my computer's hard drive. You already know where I'm going with this. My daughter was 10 months at the time and absolutely loved to unscrew her bottles and pour the milk all over the floor. What was cute at the time turned out to be one of the greatest nightmares I've experienced in the business as she poured the content of her bottle into my laptop. I lost every reservation for 8 weeks. To make matters even worse, many of these reservations were paid in full. The only way we knew where to deliver the unit is when the customer called looking for us. Man, you talking about putting out fires everywhere. I had to do a ton of PR and refunds to offset this catastrophe. This situation, as well as Hurricane Katrina, taught me to keep 2 versions of my reservations, one handwritten and another one web-based. It may sound old-fashioned, but an appointment book will still get the job done and prevent you from overbooking.